Hello and welcome to Digital Farm TV Rural News. I'm Andy Walker. The percentage of wheat in the total cropping mix has increased across Australia, notably in the eastern states and the central and eastern areas of Western Australia, according to a new Grains Research and Development Corporation report. The percentage of farm income from winter cereals had increased in most parts of Australia, and it remained at 66 to 67% of farm income nationally. The percentage of barley grown has fallen significantly in most regions, while winter oilseeds has shown an increase. The GRDC survey covered 1,312 grain farming businesses and 2.36 million hectares of crop area, representing approximately 8% of the estimated area of crop planted in Australia. Australian Wool Innovation, working with universities, government and wool growers, says it is developing a best practice method of managing parasites to minimise their impact on wool productivity. Worms, lice and blowflies were the three biggest health problems for the Australian sheep industry and represented over $700 million in direct and indirect costs to wool growers every year, according to AWI. Forecasts suggested that these costs could increase significantly due to increased parasite resistance to chemical control, impeded market access from pesticide residues, and growing occupational health and safety concerns. One of the world's biggest agricultural traders, Netherlands-based Louis Dreyfus Commodities, has bought a 13% stake in struggling Australian cotton processor, the Namoi Cotton Cooperative, according to the Australian newspaper. The $3.6 million purchase of 14 million shares Namoi Cotton handed Louis Dreyfus, the world's largest cotton trader, the largest single stake in one of the world's top 10 cotton businesses. In a separate deal, the family-owned global conglomerate also paid $30.4 million to grower-owned Namoi Cotton for a 49% share in a new cotton marketing and commodities packing services joint venture, the Namoi Cotton Alliance. Australian farmers can help boost the survival of honeybees and protect pollination-dependent food by growing the right plants and trees, according to the Rural Industries Research and Development Corporation. A new guide is now available highlighting pollen and nectar planting choices from the backyard to the bush, which will provide food for honeybees. Pollination Program R&D Advisory Committee Chairman Gerald Martin said last week there was increasing public concern for the well-being and survival of honeybee populations. 65% of agricultural production was reliant on pollination to produce fruit, vegetables and seeds, and honeybees were coming under increasing pressure from urbanisation, bushfires, changing agricultural practices and changing land management practices, he said. Director of Research and Innovation at the Australian Centre for Field Robotics, Dr. Salar Sakaria, will present to growers at the 2013 AusVeg National Convention on the Gold Coast in late May on field robotics for the farm of the future.
Farmers have been interested mainly in I guess there are many technology pools at the moment now through the farming industry due to things such as labour shortages, finding the right people at the right time for harvesting in particular, the ageing population of the farmer, so not many young people going back into the farm, so because of that and stiff competition from overseas, they're looking for ways in terms of improving efficiency on the farm, and robotics offers that.
Professor Sakaria presented at the 2012 Future Technology Seminar, where his demonstration of robotic technology was incredibly well received by growers. Professor Sakaria will present examples of how field robotics have transformed various Australian industries and how systems are currently being developed to achieve the vision of an autonomous farm in the future. Finally this week, global demand for soybeans has soared in recent decades, with China leading the race. Nearly 60% of all soybeans entering international trade today go to China, making it far and away the world's largest importer. This rise in the demand for soybeans reflected the discovery by animal nutritionists that combining 1 part of soybean meal with 4 parts grain, usually corn, in feed rations would sharply boost the efficiency with which livestock and poultry converted grain into animal protein. As China's appetite for meat, milk and eggs has soared, so too has its use of soybean meal. Well, that's it for Digital Farm TV Rural News this week. I'm Andy Walker. Look forward to your company next week.